There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The Clean Slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The Clean Slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The Clean Slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.
A special good evening to everyone and welcome to another episode of Team Unity's Clean Slate program, the Round Table Discussion. With me is Professor Bruno and of course my dear sister Petra Carbon George. Alex, Petra, our second program. I'm still excited over last week's program. And we're here ready to go again. How are you guys doing? How was your week been?
Oh, well, I am doing well. And my week just started, I guess. So far, so good. And I'm still excited about our last program. The feedback has been overwhelming. And I'm looking forward to tonight's program.
Petro?
I'm going good. Thank God for life. And as Brother Alex just said, I'm still overwhelmed by the amount of support that we got last week. And I hope that the support will continue as we continue to bring good information to our people and solutions to their problem.
Well, of course, I cannot but big up persons like MO News and Ricardo sent to me with Ricardo's Media, and of course the guys at Dominica Breaking News, who we hope will carry our vision. And of course, Viva Mamu. Good evening, Viva. Thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to you guys and others bringing the message out there that Team Unity is here, and we have a message for the Dominican people.
Not to forget your auntie, who's always locked in.
Oh, boy.
And Narin.
Before I get this one, boy, I have to be careful, boy. I need to remind her of the mangoes that are waiting for her. She may just sneak into the country. I keep reminding her of the mangoes on the tree. Good night, Auntie. Thank you for tuning in. So yes, guys, tonight we need to continue where we started last week. I mean, there's so much that we need to cover, but I think last week we barely scratched the surface. And Alex, the feedback overwhelmingly with the suggestions presented in terms of the third country citizens who we have agreed to bring into Dominica. The suggestions that came out of this program presented by you, they have largely been very well received by all who have spoken to.
Well, I mean, just take a little thought, a little bit of analysis and concentration on the humanity that we all have. And as I said, this situation that we are dealing with, we are confronting with, it was unforced error, but it's something that I think our government could not walk away from. So that's one. Two, the reality is there are people who need the abode that our country probably can give. Financially, it might be a bit strained, but these are humans. People who are just looking to exist. there is this question of the criminal elements, but based on what we have seen, I mean, the majority of people who are being deported from America are not quite criminals. So yeah, if we can put things in place, I don't see why we cannot open our hands to fellow humans as long as it is done well. Like I saw, the St. Kitts Prime Minister actually spoke about what he actually negotiated with the Americans to only take CARICOM citizens, and I thought that was quite instructive. And they seem to have at least had some say into the kind of quality of returnees they were going to accept. So, as we say, we hope the government of Dominica would have done their due diligence and would have been astute enough to have made some request of the government of the
I
United
hope they
States.
will.
Give
I
them a
hope they
grand
will.
favor to take people, and we're hoping that if they had not done it yet, they'll go back to the drawing board to implement some of the things that we suggested last time. At the end of the day, these people are humans, and we have to exercise our own humanity, because there are a lot of Dominicans who live in different countries, probably not as refugees, but in trying situations, and there might be a time when we're going to need another country, another good citizen to stand up for us. So this was not magical. It was just something that I felt we should do, and we as a party agree. And we're not going to chastise anybody. Yes, Dominica has found itself in a very precarious situation, but at the end of the day, no amount of beating a dead horse brings the dead horse back alive.
It's dead already.
It's dead.
I
So
know.
our government. I'm not saying our government is dead, nor am I likening our government to a dead horse. But what I'm saying is the reality is already the reality. This
Yeah.
government has been in for a while, maybe too long, and they have not been of
Proactive.
producing the goods. So what do we do? Criticize them every day, or suggest ways of how we can do what they're not doing? So
Wait,
we choose the second
wait.
path and let
Mhm.
Yeah.
everybody else bash and chastise and denigrate and criticize. And no, our politics is not that. So we offer an alternative. We offer different ways of doing things in an amicable, peaceful, friendly way. And we think that's what Dominicans want. That's what they have been saying, and that's what we're doing. We're representing the views of the majority of Dominicans. That the rancor that has really embraced the politics is not politically sexy. Dominicans don't like it, and we come in peace. We come with hope and with good intention, and we believe and hope that Dominicans will reward us by putting us in office to take care of the affairs of our country.
And Alex, that these are the kind of things that I thought of when I reached out to you before the formation of Team Unity. I mean, millennials such as myself, we just want to exist. We just want a place that we can. Well, we're from here. People like myself don't want to run away. I mean, not like the opportunities have not presented themselves and are not still currently existing.
Mhm.
But you want to be. I'm born in a place where I was able. I am still able to go to certain rivers and just drink the water.
Well, not in the Bush area, no?
Well, and interestingly, yesterday I saw Nasio Fountain, or reggae superstar, was live with Airborne News, and bringing up that discussion. But we'll get into that. But what the point I'm trying to make is we just want a a happy place where we can live, work, and enjoy life, live comfortably. That is, not necessarily having all the wild things that you see on television, but you want to have a comfortable standard of living, that you can have a family, and have the normal dream, the white picket fence, so to speak. And we have lost our way on both sides.
Yeah.
While we are
Yeah.
while we while we on the deportee, before we move forward, Alex, I know one of our programs or that we wanted to have was to bring in a workforce into our agricultural sector. And
Yes.
so when I heard they were willing to work with the US government, I was saying to myself, wow, that would come timely to the type of program that we would want to facilitate in Dominica to build a workforce. So people will not just be coming to rely on us, but they will be coming to contribute to our economy as well in the agricultural sector, because that is why Alex said that if we vet them properly, we can get good people with great skills that can come to build our economy for us, just by being there, because not everybody out there is a criminal. I mean, not everybody. Some people just leave because they wanted to make a better life, and went there without the formal, entry and so forth,
Documentation.
documentation, and they're just trying to survive. But they are brilliant. They have ideas. They are skilled, and so we could use it to our advantage. So I just want to thank Mr. Bruno for just sharing another view on the topic that people were not really thinking about. And so it really helped people look at it in a different aspect. And we just want to thank you for bringing that across the board.
That's
You
what
see,
we do.
you
Thank
see,
you.
because
That's what we do.
there are people with certain skill sets that some of it we don't have in Dominica, and these sort of people will contribute immensely to the development of certain sectors in Dominica. And one area that is near and dear to my heart, I'm very passionate about, is in motorsports. The sort of talented welders that we need in that environment, they are few and far apart in Dominica to do the sort of work that is necessary for that sector. I can think of many other areas where increased population in those areas, not just agriculture, including construction.
Exactly.
Some of our construction techniques. I mean, we have quality guys in Dominica, but there are things that there are technologies that are available out there that some of our guys may not be open to, and somebody else come out and exposing that to us could benefit the sector. We can go in many other areas, but I don't want to monopolize our discussion, and I'm not sure what Sister Petra is thinking, and let me give you all.
But essentially, the danger in having people in a country can be mitigated by how we use the people. We are underpopulated. We need masses. We need
Correct.
the input of new and different skills. Human resource is the best kind of resource. Natural resource is fine, but when you have
Yeah,
a well developed and properly trained human resource, that is gold. When you have
that's right.
density of population, that is amazing. As long as you have people, masses, you can find, you can develop an economy on people
That's right.
by organizing the people into communities, into groups, into families. We don't have enough family units in Dominica because we have the nuclear family, the extended family, where cousin, uncle, and parent, grandfather live in the same unit. No, this should be 5 units, because the more units you have is the more responsibilities those units have. They pay into bills, and every unit have certain expenditure that go with the management of those units. So we just have to find ways to organize our society so that the society takes care of the economy of the country. But I think, again, our government, they have tried, they have been in for a while, maybe too long, and they lose track of these little organizations that would make a great difference, where we are wholly reliant on one economic citizenship initiative as a cash cow for an economy that is bleeding, asking for more areas. Sister Petra spoke about agriculture and the people who are coming in, hopefully, to be working in that area. In Florida, in the Belgrade area, in the agricultural belt, a lot of Dominicans would have traveled up in the 80s and 90s to be farm workers. And some of them have since regularized and living in America. But a lot of people came and make a lot of money and came back in. We can reverse it. We can do the same by having farm workers come to Dominica. And maybe not everybody will want to be a farm worker, but a great percentage of them might want to be. And when we cultivate the farms, because our lands in Dominica are not cultivated anymore, most of the lands I see when I drive through, they're abandoned.
Abandoned,
Cultivate
yeah.
the land, plant fruit crop, and sell them, and we'll make money. That will change the economy. If we at least occupy quarter of the land that is now not being occupied, that is money there. You planting money. Money
Exactly.
grow on trees. People say money don't grow on trees, but that's not true. Money indeed grow on trees. So even that area alone in agriculture can make the huge difference. Carrie spoke about motorsports as well. So we just need to organize. We have the skills to do it. We have the vision, the foresight. We have the energy. And we just keep asking Dominicans to invest in us, put us in office, and we will try to make a difference for our people.
Yeah, a lot of times when you look at the way things are driven in terms of economy, the number one driver of that is population.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
so for things to turn, you have to have people spending money, people earning money, and hopefully you have a TUD government in place to help manage and put the right things in place so people can earn money, especially our income from overseas. Get the exports up. Get see how we can lessen the amount of money we spend on our imports and grow our various sectors. And Alex, I see you have a valuable document in your hand. Yeah, my eyes sharp, I have six eyes.
My friend, that's archival stuff. This is literal, it's a physical document. That is the only manifesto plans for development that was released by any political party in Dominica during the last election. So when people are talking about legitimacy and strength and organization, show me the data, show me the proof that you are it. This is us, this is TUD. We presented that as the way forward in full color too. And remember, we were talking about areas that we would have mentioned in our manifesto that had been implemented by the current regime. And if anybody has a copy, you could go to page 5, Carlos, and read where we said, as part of our plan to revive, we call it the Urgent National Economy Transformation Agenda, UNETA. And Carlos is showing it there. Job number 1 is to put $3 billion into agriculture to kickstart the economy. $3 billion investment into agriculture in 1 year's time will start multiplying return on investments. And we will not put that money all at once. We will, face the money into the business. And point number L, it says refurbishment of local manufacturing at Dominica Brewery Limited. And maybe a year or so after that, we heard the government saying that they're going to redo. It's there, Carlos. It's on the screen. I have it here too. This was done in 2022. And we heard the Honorable Prime Minister saying that they're going to reorganize brewery. Look at here on our plan. So we're not making stories when we speak about that, right? And Carlos, if you go to page, I think
But even before
14.
you move, if even
Mhm.
before you move and you watch M, you could see we have here the Windsor Park enhancements and the St. Andrew Golf Course.
Yeah,
So when we hear about golf course was coming to Dominica, we already had that plan to bring golf course to Dominica.
but of course. And we were thinking about that, and I guess the airport business came through as well. But we were thinking about development. And if you're talking about development and you're talking about the airport and landing, why not create an international facility close to the international airport so people can come overnight or a day or two, a weekend, golf and leave? So we are
Yeah,
thinking long term, and we are thinking of other things as well to augment that international airport. We're not against airports, you know. Granted, we would not be mining in Port Cassé, and we can talk about that later. But we are very much for development. And we already thinking of things that we can do in the general area to decentralize the epicenter of economy in our country. So put some more money in the office. That's why our candidates from Wesley, we're not putting anybody in Marigot because we took a decision not to. But pay Bush in those areas. We expect the support because we want to inject money in those areas by
exactly.
developing
Because
that
you see,
Wesley.
people don't understand the neighborhood that is closer to the airport. If we put enough finance in there, then they can enhance themselves because they'll be able to take care of their own needs by opening guest houses, restaurants, boutiques, things that when people come in, they can stop and shop, stop and watch. If you go
Airbnbs.
Airbnb, exactly. Instead, some people, not everybody that can afford the hotels, but people can do Airbnbs. They can open up their homes for those who have how many rooms, but they're not using all the rooms, and so forth. So we plan to help people to reach to that level. But then again, it's all what the people want. So if the people see themselves wanting that type of development, it's a no-brainer who they should choose to get that done for them.
Indeed.
And let me just highlight the fact that one of the reasons why I contacted you, Alex, is because I see you as somebody who is honest and really has the genuine interest of Dominica at heart, and that is the core of who, the type of person you are, and compared to other persons and various politicians I may have interacted with through my young existence, I cannot say the same thing for them. And I know if a lot of the people who I get in touch with on a day to day basis, we want like them, we want a better Dominica that we truly believe in. We don't want that kind of mining. Really and truly, that sort of thing is not something that we raise up on. That that's why I one of the things I told you in I mentioned in my opening salvo. This is a place that I'm accustomed of being able to go to a river and drink the water. The other thing is the pipe at my home. I can drink water directly from the pipe and have zero fears.
That used to
Kudos,
be the
kudos.
Dominica way, you know, and I hope it continues to be that way. We drink water from any river source, any water source
Yeah.
in the island, and that is true from the back.
Kudos, kudos to the people, the hardworking people of Doasco,
Amen.
doing a wonderful job in maintaining our water supply.
Which is not an easy task to accomplish because of the terrain and everything else. So the
Yes.
Wasco, free cheers to you, for doing so. What is it to
And
maintain?
the brush area, it, is it the one with the White River?
No, White
No,
River. Yes,
well, I'm not even sure. Maybe that river too feeds into the bunch too. But that is, you're talking about Dailies, which is
yes.
Yeah.
is networked probably into that river as well, because the Bush is like the center, that's like the epicenter of our eco system. So I do not know the ecological thing of the country in terms of how where the water come from, but the water is networked, and I wouldn't be surprised if those deep tributaries or rivers actually are fed, or the white water from the feeds into those as well. We don't know. But what we know is that the government really should stand down. And if the government wants to dig
I
their
really
roots,
don't understand though. One of the things I don't understand. I mean, we did geography at school, and we should know if for a place like Dominica, you change the terrace of Dominica, we are prone to more landslides. We give or we directly hurricane for hurricane. And so when you take down a mountain, you remove one of the forces that block the wind to certain communities. And so it's not even about having a great education. It's just having common sense and growing up in Dominica. You see these things and you hear your teacher speak about it at school. So when you grow up, you would think you want to have that type of common sense to know that you don't want to take down a mountain. In school, they taught us about resources, non-renewable resources, natural resources. And that is one of them. When you cut down a mountain, a next mountain does not grow back. You change everything about the country. The minute you break down a mountain, you change everything about that country. There's nothing growing back there.
Yeah, the ecological dynamic and balance is done. You cannot
Exactly.
naturally fix it,
And this is what that was doing for us. We don't understand. We cannot promote nature and tell people come to
and destroy
enjoy
nature
these things and destroy it at the
at
same
the
time.
same time.
Like it makes no sense.
It would be, we're not going to be shouting and demanding what people should do, Petra and Carlos and the team that's standing behind us. But what the government, if they were prudent and wise, would do is they would just shelve that project, stop, count your losses, halt it. There should be no negotiation or force trying to establish. I mean, you're in authority, yes, but it's not your authority, it's the people's authority you have.
Exactly.
And if the people really decide to manage you, they can manage you. So step up, Mr. Government or Miss Government or members who are on the majority ruling authority of our country. Just stop the Pokase project. It is not a popular project. Get the material elsewhere.
I do believe it could be somewhere else. There are rivers who need to enlarge. There are
whatever else needs to be
wherever
done.
Else that you could use something else. For example, I like the Layo River. I'll tell you, I raised in the Layo River, Clagol area. And when we went down Dominica the last time, I was amazed of how different this river is. The Layo Bridge, for example, I can remember as a child walking home from school, and we could not even see the bottom of the river. That's how deep it was. And young people used to stay on the bridge and jump into the water, and they would not even touch the bottom of the river. Now, there is so much sand in the river that people can just walk across. It's not even as deep as if you try jumping down from the bridge now, you break your leg. I'm just saying that we need to protect what is our own. And when we see something going wrong, we need to step up and say it is wrong. Because destroying our resources like that, after a while, we won't have anything. The water that we enjoy so freely, if we don't protect it now, in the future, we won't have it. In St. Croix, we buy water. I actually have to buy a truck of water, 180 and 200 US dollars a month to put in the cistern to flush the toilets, to wash, do my laundry, to do my dishes, to mop my floor. Can you imagine buying water to mop your floor?
Yeah.
and we take what we have in Dominica for granted. That is because we don't never miss our elderly people used to say, you never miss the water until the well run dry. And we're waiting for the well to run dry in Dominica before we can stop and put down our feet and say enough is enough.
Well, I mean, I heard Nasio, and I really do not want to really speak too much about this legend and the works that he has done for fear that they say we are politicizing his statement. But we cannot not recognize the effort that he made to speak up against the atrocities that's taking place. Again,
Exactly.
and that's not meant to be a criticism of any particular party or group of individuals. This is a statement that I'm making to support the brother for speaking out, because he's speaking out for truth and righteousness, to protect the nature island. And I do not understand why our government, why the prime minister, who seems adamant that that's the only and best place to get the soil, I'm not seeing why they cannot get it. This is such a simple thing to get. First of all, they should not have gone in there without the right consultation with the people and the environmental impact assessments, that the
Exactly
people
that.
can see that you did something and we know what we're doing. Nothing like that was presented. I mean, that's a no-brainer. And I think the government can do us a great service by just saying, okay, guys, we heard you, and stop it. The damage has already been done. Will take a decade or more to be repaired, but if you continue, it might take a
Lifetime.
century.
Yes.
And Petra, Sister Petra, you're right about what we're doing, eroding our national resources. And the children tomorrow will be saying, but what did you all do? And you are very young still, Petra, and you remember when the river was, you to jump in the river, and that's just yesterday. Put another
Exactly.
10, 15, 20 years on that, like your river might be a dry spot.
Exactly what I'm
not
trying to
wishing that,
say.
don't lie you, but put another 20 years on our behavior. If it's not checked, what we're going to be left with?
Exactly.
So our call is to the government of Dominica to cease and desist, abandon the idea to mine Pocassi. Enough damage was already done. No one has to take the streets. No blood should be shed. Common sense should prevail. Leave the Pocassi.
Listen to the people.
alone.
Listen to the people.
We support development. We like the airport and what you're doing. Get the material elsewhere.
Elsewhere. That's
And
all
there
we
are
say.
other places in Dominica that they can get the material. There are places that have been earmarked for those activities, and they are currently taking place. So the government can and should do the necessary arrangements to get the material that is needed for the airport, get it elsewhere. Leave the protected forest reserve. But
We
since
we
I
and
think
I we didn't even touch on the animals as yet. We only speaking about the mountains, not to think about the animals disturbing the animals' habitats, or some of our natural we in Dominica have so much different species. When we take away their home, where are we sending them?
we have
Well,
we have a hunting season where we are allowed to go and hunt
Agouti
during
and Manikou and the stings and
wild
wild
pig
pig.
during a certain period. That's the only time we can hunt.
Exactly.
But
And that's their home.
but you want to destroy the place that they're living in 365 days a year. You want to allow us a month to be able to hunt. I mean, what's the balance?
Carlos, people must be wise. People in authority. Because you may think that Dominicans are docile. They are docile until they are not docile.
And you see,
And it
that's
takes
that's not what I want our country to come to.
no.
I don't want it to come to that.
Exactly.
It takes
And
a straw. A straw. One last little light straw can be that thing that weigh the balance
Break the
down.
camel's back.
So please, government, stop. Count your losses. Walk back from that idea to mine in Dominica and don't think about it again. Find the material elsewhere to build our airport, and let's enjoy international flights into Dominica. We are for the development, we support the development, but we do not want to underdevelop to develop. We don't want
Exactly.
to erode our natural resource to develop. No, it shouldn't. We can have both, or we can manage it in a better way. And what you are doing at Pokase now does not seem to be a balance. You are doing too much damage, so you should really stop. And we do not have to shout at you. We don't have to demand or threaten you or embarrass you or insult you to ask you to. We're kindly asking you to rethink this thing. Listen to the learned senior statesman and legend, Nasir Fontaine. Do not brand him a politician. He's not. He's just a Dominican who believes he should speak.
Concern.
And he's
Exactly.
speaking now.
Bro,
And listen
when
to the ancestors, because the people who were there, uh, who are now 70 and 80 years, that are giving the advice and how the place, help. You have to listen to them. You have to go to the older folks who has the wisdom and understanding of the place and listen to them. Listen to what they have to say, because they work the land, they seen what happened. The hurricanes upon hurricanes pass by. We just come. They've been there. And if they say that this is not what should be happening, then at least we should take it back to the drawing board and do the pros and cons and see. At least take it to the drawing board and let the people see that you had a discussion about it. And at the end of the day, when you make that decision, it will be an informed decision. And I'm telling you, if they go back to the drawing board, they will realize that that was a blunder on their part. They could have gotten the resources elsewhere. As Carlos said, there were other areas. So it's rather unfortunate that people, once they get in power, tend to say it's my way or no way. And that's not one of Team Unity
no,
motto.
we're
Our
not gonna
motto is for the people, with the people, always. We listen to what the people have to say.
Okay. One of the things, Sister Petra, our constitution declares that we will be in office for how many terms, Carlos? I mean, we have to read it again. But we do not, if we continuously, was it 2 terms
Two
or
terms.
something? Until we review or revamp the constitution. We are not in this to be in office for too long. And if that government had been rotated in and out, I don't think all of what is happening now would be happening. The government is in for 20-something years. It's too long. So they're getting very comfortable and they think that the power belongs to them.
Complacency, yes.
So that's the issue that we have. Incumbency can cause problem, and that is what we are seeing in Dominica. I think the people in government are great people. It is just that they have been in for too long, and their greatness is taking a hit because they have gotten too very comfortable. So they should probably serve in their position and then get back in office, and let's keep rotating this stuff.
Alex, and it's incumbency on both sides.
Yes, I'm not talking only about one group. I'm talking about the incumbency in general, not just the majority, but the minority too.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there's no minority party in government now. We are all on the same plane now. But the more established recognize my opposition is an incumbent too. They have been an incumbent minority in parliament for as long as the government has been in government. So both sides of the incumbency are tired.
And the people largely are fed up.
Yeah.
Fed up of that.
However, there are people in the parties who can still contribute, but on the platform that they not on the same trajectory as has been the case for the past since 1970s. Since 1970s, those two hard loggerheads, it's the same two factions fighting. How can you have progress when people are fighting? We need a new approach. That's what TUDs are around, to give a different light. And we said so, in our manifesto, a new era of politics in Dominica. The era is overdue for it. It's overdue for it. And the other thing I wanted to say before, I know because we're getting close to the end of our program here. Another thing I wanted to say, we spoke about it on the last program, and although Carlos has it, but I wanted to touch it and read it from the book. On page 13, we spoke about heroes on page 1310, item number M, the establishment of a Heroes Park Society for Dominicans who have contributed to the growth of our nation. Leblanc, Loblack, John, Bully,
Patricia.
Pond, Christian, Henderson, Billy Doctrove, Irving Chillingford, etc. It is there
Wally.
in yellow and black in our manifesto, and we heard our Honorable Prime Minister mention the heroes. And it's true, he actually did say that he saw our manifesto and he's looking through it. I'm not too sure whether he saw how impressive it was, but he recognized that we had done it and that he would be looking into it. We're happy that he has looked into it and he is taking things from it as he wishes. That's fine. But we want to show that we initiated these ideas, and we are more than happy that a full prime minister can take some of our ideas to sort of mention and implement as well. And I make my case, the document is there,
Yep.
It has been presented to Dominicans for a number of years now. And for others who think that Team Unity is lying down, the information is out there. Don't hide it under the bush. Let's work.
Yeah, man.
Let us work with the ideas and plans and that Team Unity has presented for Dominica,
Yeah.
because largely persons realize that they will work.
Yeah. And I mean, we can talk about so many of the plans that we have to revive the economy. It's just that we'll break it down step by step, and the reformation of the country. I mean, everything is written there. This is just a blueprint to fix Dominica. And even if we don't get into office, if the government who gets in office can do that, we're good, because Dominica will be fixed and everybody will be happy. So it's all laid out there. Our top 3 priorities listed there. Job number 2, job number 3, housing solution to fix the housing revolution. Everything. It's written. It's there. The plan is there. The blueprint is there. So people have been saying, where's the blueprint? Where is there? Our constitution also sets up what we want to do. So people just need to take some time, see what we are offering, and give us a chance to take care of the business of our people in our country. Right. Now, I'll keep my eyes on the clock, Brother Carlos, because I know you spoke at this event, this ERC event. And I don't know, Petro, we can probably allow Carlos some time to read his presentation, because you would have heard it there, but they can at least hear it on our platform as well. I'm not sure how long the statement is, Carlos. I do not know if you had time when you did it, but it would be nice if you could share with the population live on our page what you would have shared with the ERC. And again, we want to thank Johnson Boston for inviting us from the Electoral Reform Coalition.
The ERC.
Yeah, to be part of a conversation about visas and the immigrant situation that we're talking about. So I do not know, Petra, can we dedicate some time to Carlos to read this statement?
Sure. I love what I was hearing earlier tonight. And so I would want everybody who did not have the opportunity to hear it previously to hear it tonight with us again.
All right.
But before you go, Carlos, I have one thing to tell our Dominican public. I have learned one thing. We cannot change anything from the bottom. That's the reason Team Unity is calling for your assistance, because we need to be on top to make changes. So just remember that changes cannot start from the bottom, changes start from the top. That's why we want to be the next government, so that we could implement the things that you see on the manifesto right here.
Amen.
And presented at our various programs.
And you cannot be inside in a position to influence policy and leave your position inside and go outside and make noise. But that thing bothers me
Or
so
but
bad.
that burn you.
It really hurt me. I mean, that was the least savvy political move I've seen in my existence. And I hope I never see such blunder, colossal political blunder. You have seats in government. You do not contest. You gave up your seats in the on the eve of a reform initiative, and you outside babying when you were inside, and you could have maybe even got more seats if you had just fight for Dominica. You gave that up. By Carlos, but let me tell you, you have no idea, how that bothers me, It is baffling. And there are people who are still defending that. Still defending there was a good reason for not contesting the last election.
No, well, I know there are persons within the rank and file of that organization who regretted that move. But they will not confess that openly.
Political move.
They will not confess that openly.
You don't do that.
I think it was a bad move, and I was not even a politician before. But I'm just saying, if you're inside to defend, there is no need to go outside and close, because you're in the right place. You're in the place where you can actually make a decision. You can actually have a say, because when you were in there, you had that say. You could reject. You could
debate. You can
debate.
stall.
You could stall.
You
could
voice
do all these things. You have exactly. But on the outside, you gave it up and you went on the outside to what? To make noise.
So many things that could have happened.
You are there in the hall of authority.
Instead of that, another group presenting themselves to represent Dominica, and you're campaigning against them. Boy, that burned me. You're calling their family to tell them not to walk in the constituency with him. Don't do that. Don't do that. Leave him alone.
Anyway, we live. What I can say is we live and we learn from our mistakes, and we see our mistakes, and hopefully not some mistakes you cannot reverse. So you just have to work with what you have. That's why Team Unity is there to bring that difference that Dominica need.
Well, it's Carlos that sparked that, because Carlos talked about incumbency on both sides. So it reminded me that is true. And Carlos keep on saying he was the one who called me. Sister Petra, that is so true. I had no intention, inclination, desire to continue in creating opportunities, strategic and progressive opportunities for alternative in Dominica. I was done. Carlos called me and said, partner, you have work to do for the country. Let's create a platform that will talk about unity. He and Erwin and some other founders. And I decided, okay. So that's why I'm here. I'm here because of Carlos. So people think it's me, Alex, that trying to push himself. No. Carlos has been saying it over and over. And I think Carlos' idea was noble. And I decided, you know what? Let me give my gift to Carlos. Carlos has not given me $1, and he never has to, because I'm working for our people. And I think our platform is a good platform. And it's going to continue to be one of those platforms that will most likely be involved in the future governance of our country. I'm so convinced about that. Not for my own benefit, but for our people's benefit.
Yellow is the code. But before I continue on recapping the speech, Alex, yesterday I saw that one of our daughters of the soil was confirmed as the chief magistrate for Antigua. That is Miss Nayo Emmanuel. Nayo is a daughter of the soil. She's from Santa Roma, and I remember this young lady going to the Dominica Grammar School. She was a couple classes ahead of me. As a matter of fact, her brother was a classmate of mine as well. Another son of the soil doing wonderful things in with cannabis. that is Marshall Emmanuel, Dr. Marshall Emmanuel over there in Antigua doing a lot of work in the cannabis industry and assisting us with some of the policy making that the present administration is trying to do. But of course, there's a lot more that can be done,
Mhm.
and these things we will talk about in future
We, we,
dissemination.
you're right. We have had Dominicans who have done well in Antigua. Justin Simon was a minister, and a member, Attorney General, from Soufriere. Lennox Linton was a top broadcaster for quite a while in Antigua on the Variety brand. We have Myrtle Bruno now doing her thing as a big media person. We have Shamin Bick running stuff up there right now. Daryl
Yes.
Teat, I think he's in the GIS.
No, what Daryl is back. Daryl is back.
Yeah, let's move back.
Yeah, he has moved back to Dominica.
Oh, I'm happy. So we should contact him to be part of what we do here, Carlos. He's a good
Daryl
guy.
is
Daryl is an amazing guy.
my brother and friend.
Yeah.
It's an interesting story how we became close from grammar school days. But
so
yeah,
the least
I also have a classmate of mine in Antigua who's doing well as well. I think she's the manager of Tropical Shipping.
Oh, yes.
That is Tammy.
Tammy, man.
Right. We had a commissioner, a Dominican commissioner of police.
Yeah, we have a lot of our human resources out there who are doing well, which
we had
says
a Dominican who went there and became a West Indies player, Adam Sanford. That's where he got into the West Indies team. So, and that is not favors, they're doing us, because with the Antigans have nothing, they say, we need a bang water for come, yeah. It is Dominicans really achieving and earning. Look at Darwin Telemac. He is the manager of the port. Dominican.
So it's just giving Dominicans the right environment to strive.
Yeah.
That's because we will.
Go ahead.
I say because we will strive wherever we are, where the conditions are right.
For them in our country, don't you think those people would be happy to work in our country?
Exactly.
Yes. The same thing Antigua is doing for them, we can do it too, but we are not doing it. So we just have to do the same thing and let our people thrive here. And that's what we have been saying. But we think the time is coming and Dominicans will eventually decide and we will be in government and we will help to restore the pride our country once boasted of.
So you guys, this is the presentation I did earlier this evening. And it begins like this. I would like to thank Johnson Boston and the Electoral Reform Commission, the coalition, for the invitation to attend and present brief remarks at today's event. Per the notice, Team Unity was asked to address the U.S. visa restrictions on Dominica and the third country U.S. deportees. Let me preface TUD's statement by adding that our party's position is not part of a coordinated effort to demand or promote any cause, party, or person. We are, however, hopeful that opposition political interests will muster the will to harmonize a meaningful, progressive, and strategic alternative agenda to replace the present governing incumbent. Fellow Dominicans, TUD identifies with your fears and disappointments following the recent imposition of visa restriction on Dominica. We understand the uncertainty which this created and the difficulties which it brings. Your concerns are legit and merited, and we see a path towards resolving this and other issues of governance of our country. I could show up here today with a fiery speech listing partisan rhetoric that paints the present administration as the antithesis of progress. But what good would this do? No amount of politicking will absolve us from the present predicaments. The only and best resolve is to put a new government in place. Fellow Dominicans, you are prepared to elect a fresh group of administrators, and TUD has responded to that call. We do not point fingers, nor do we wallow in a conundrum of blaming and shaming. We are aware that what Dominicans need not more than anything else, is hope. With hope, anything and everything is possible. We hear you, Dominica. We know that you are fed up with the blaming, name calling, and retrogressive political narratives. You have had it with the politics of yesteryear, and you just want progress. TUD joins you in this quest. We are a party of hope, unity, and progress. Here is what we can do. Let us put our efforts and energies behind changing the current government, and when we do so, Dominica, US visa status will be restored. We will renegotiate the arrangement which the current government has made. We will ensure that the country works for all. We will streamline Dominica's CBI program in a way that the program benefits Dominican and Dominicans more than it currently does. We will establish greater relations with our immediate neighboring countries north, south of Dominica, Martinique, and Guadeloupe. We will forge bilateral and mutual arrangements with the US, Canada, the UK, and other countries in sister Latin America and Central America, and also other countries in the Pacific Rim, Cuba, Venezuela, and we will restore credibility to Dominica's citizenship by requiring CBI citizens to reside on island and invest in the productive sector, culture, agriculture, music, of course, our buoy, and entertainment, nature, agri and agrotourism, and we will create a new frontier of economic prosperity supported by the establishment of more family units and a housing solution to address issues associated with the current housing revolution. Dominicans, fellow Dominicans, the fix to our present predicament is easier than we think. We simply need to replace the present government officials with people who have fresher and more progressive ideas, and together we will restore the fortunes of our blessed nature island. The issue of third country US deportees is serious, but we believe that our government had no or very little choice in the matter. This is mainly due to what some may say is unforced errors with the CBI. However, we don't go back and expect to move forward. When a new government is elected, we shall renegotiate this present arrangement. In fact, you, the people who are the main stakeholders in the country, will have a say in what the new Dominican government will do going forward. TUD expects that a new Dominican government will satisfy the areas of concerns with the CBI, thus returning dignity and a level of sovereign pride to the Dominican citizenship. Let me end by reiterating that our efforts should be spent on respectful, reasonable, and strategic messaging to the people of Dominica, asking them to return us the political alternative to the office of governance of our country. The political bashing, the maiming, the vilification, victimization on both sides has not worked. Fellow Dominicans, TUD presents a new middle of the road, clean slate political agenda, which is untainted, fresh, serious, and represent the Dominica First Principle. In fact, TUD was established to bear the Dominica Creed of one for each and each for all. Fellow Dominicans, the suffering may endure for a while, but joy can and will be returned to the people when a new team takes over leadership of our country. It would have been great if the parties could have met in a strategic chamber ahead of this public showcase. In doing so, we might have been able to draw up a united statement on the very serious issues which now confront the people and our country. TUD, however, stands willing and ready to be and able to join any conscious and responsible effort geared at addressing Dominica's problem. The only way we're going to achieve meaningful political success under the present circumstances is by combining our skills and best efforts. We hope that another or other invitation will follow this one. TUD is ready to serve. Thanks again, Mr. Boston. Your invitation suggests that some progress is being made. God bless Dominica. Thank you. Now, this
Woohoo!
was the presentation I made earlier this evening.
Well,
Well done,
Um,
Mr. Charles. Well done.
and, and I'm not sure if we want to stay because we just hit the 1 hour
One
mark.
hour.
And, and, and,
let-
and, and while we're at it, I just want to thank the commenters, those who have been viewing or viewers. Um,
we can get into that now. It's time.
Yeah, well, I promise I get take some opportunity to, I guess Alex as well and Petra and some of the other guys in the team. We will look at the comments and respond appropriately one by one. But
Yeah.
Alex, any final
Oh,
words before we wrap up?
fantastic presentation, man. I really love your speech. Fresh again, calming, progressive. What Dominica needs. That kind of positive messaging. And I applaud you for that. Sir, I think you did well. And if I were a regular person listening to you, I might have said, I'm going to support you. I'm not a regular person because I'm part of what you do, and I'm impressed. So I think we did very well. I think you over exceeded my expectation of that speech. So thank you so much for presenting.
Petra,
Yes, and as Bruno said, thank you so much. It was a great presentation. I enjoyed every part of it. And it was calm, well distributed. Well, I listened to it earlier, so I heard it twice, but and it still gave me the same feeling as when I heard it the first time. And so keep doing the good work that you do. We for the team, and we will support you all the way because we think that you are doing a great job by representing us, especially with that speech that you did tonight.
And I'm happy that we did it here in its entirety, so nobody can edit any part from it. So that's exactly the entire
Yes.
full content of the speech. Yeah, man. Very
yeah,
nice.
thank you guys for that. And of course, I'm happy to represent the team and do present. I hope that someone listening to it will see that as an opportunity. Say, hey, those guys are onto something. Yes, we have good intentions. And yes, I'm a politician now, but I'm really not a politician. I had zero interest in politics,
Well,
but
but
I
brother, I have
realize
to fix you up on that. Last time I watched politics, I think people have tarnished the name of politics. And when people hear politics, they think it's a bad thing. But
right.
politics, what we do is we make policies to enhance the life of people. That's it. We are a group of people who come together to make policies to enhance the life of the people that live in and around our constituency and our country at large. That is what we are. And politics is not a bad word.
And
And
yeah,
to just drop in what a wise man always tells me, politics is the business of serving people.
That's
You have
right.
to
That's what
serve.
it is.
You have to serve. So I'm here, happy to serve, and I'm hoping that someone looking at or listening to the presentation tonight would be happy to contact us, any one of us, and see how we can do make continue
partner.
the steps.
We can partner. We can
Do the
part
yes.
now. And yes, it may be daunting. People may say, well, we are a small party, we are new. But wasn't that band, what's the name again? The band that Shelley is part of.
Signal ban.
Signal ban.
Oh, I remember the name. I'm just trying to get you involved. Signal Band didn't start as a big band. They were a little band. They were playing at the front for the Creole Festival to warm up
I
people.
know.
Right now, after years,
Today, hits upon hits.
they are a big band. Emo News did not start as being the leading media outlet in Dominica that she is. Emo
Today,
started after
Hurricane
the
Maria.
hurricane, I mean, Erica
Erica, yeah.
doing her little wellness report, a little thing. Right now, Emo has resigned from her substantive job to go full time in her business. The leading media outlet in Dominica, like it or not, Mo run
That's
the show.
right.
So people can write off TUD as much as they would like. If they do so at their detriment. Eventually, if we keep doing what we're doing right, we may just become. I'm not saying that it can happen overnight, and it can as well. We're not saying that we are the most established and we are the best and most powerful. No. We are saying that we are doing politics right, the business of serving the people right. And when you do things right, the Almighty normally rewards you with blessings. And the blessings might be just the power, the authority to take care of the people's affairs. And we believe in that. Because if you don't believe in yourself, Sister Pet and
We're
Carlos,
going to
brother
build
Carlos,
it for you.
who's going
And
to believe?
one thing I learned in the business world, consistency is key. You keep doing the right thing over and over, and then nobody can stop you. I hear people who started business years ago now making billions. It was consistency. Consistency. You keep doing the right thing, as Alex said, and you will be rewarded in the end. So that's what Team Unity is doing. We keep doing the right thing. We are honest. We just want to serve the people, and we want to ensure that Dominica gets to a better level, not only financially, but physically, spiritually, all the list you can think about. Because when you help people become better people, the community on its own become better, and in extension, the country becomes at its best. That's all Team Unity want to do for Dominica.
Another example, Carlos, I can draw before you come in is my brother Billy Doctrove. Not in the politics at all, but as his brethren, I can mention him. Billy used to tell me, because I'm his partner, article partner. He used to, there are moments when he felt he was not going to continue umpiring because he didn't see any breakthrough in sight. And Mr. Philip Allen kept telling him, no, keep going. May Mr. Allen's soul rest in peace. And Billy kept going until Billy got the call to be an elite umpire. An elite umpire is a chosen few, 8, by the West Indies Board of Control to umpire top-class cricket. And Billy retired as an elite umpire with a nice pension. I hope it's $1 million plus. But there were times when Billy felt he would have given up because he had been doing this for so long. And of the insularity in small country Dominica, big country Jamaica, and all, he was not seeing his way. But he kept working, Sister Petra, and Billy made it to the top. So, as a team, let us work. The good thing about it is Zogen. You have a lot of life and energy remaining in you. And there are people on our team who are even younger. So, while they may try to fight you down, and yes, it's true that maybe people in government now, some of them are younger, but when you serve in government for 20 years, you're not young again. You cannot be in power for 20 years and be young, even if you are young. So you can be youthful, but still not be young. As long as you put the time in politics, that's time. So I'm saying that because some people might say, well, but the prime minister is still young. Of course he's young. But after serving in office as prime minister for 20 years, you're not young in politics anymore. And anybody can challenge me on that if they would like to challenge me on that.
Well, you would know more about those things.
I'm telling you, I'm not against the PM, but you cannot serve for 20 years in a post and still be young.
Well, you have to be careful how you say that, when you say you're not against the PM.
No, I'm not against, of course I'm not against the PM. I care about the PM, his well-being. I honor him for what he has done. He served our country. Maybe for too long, but he has done his bit.
That's why
he has done his best, and now his best is just not enough. There's nothing we have personally against him. We're just saying he has done his best, and his best is not good enough. Then we want to carry on and do our best.
Yeah, with his experience he has now in governance, go and get a big job somewhere in the world and make us proud. Continue making us proud. But that thing about continue running the country, c'est pays ou dem. C'est pour yon, c'est pour bon Dieu faire pays added. It's time to move on. So if you don't do it voluntarily, people will do it for you. So it's no hard feelings, and we're not even castigating anybody. We're just facing the facts. And I'm stating as a standard political theory that you are not young after serving for so long. And there are people who might be older and be young in politics because they just got it. So that's how the politics business works. That's how it works.
The guys, it was a good fun hour. I look forward to future engagements. And like to thank any viewers who tuned in this evening, and to those who will look at the replay, we thank you for looking at Team Unity's program. We look forward to your many questions and comments, be they live or in person, privately and otherwise. And of course, feel free to reach out to us. We as you see in the ticker running at the bottom of the screen, TUD is all engaging. We have no issues with anybody. We'll talk with anybody, anyway. And we look forward to another Tuesday roundtable program. Alex, thank you for your usual time, and Sister Petra, thank you as well. We look forward to even more engagements as we continue. I'm just sad that we didn't have enough time to. It'll come in the future. We have a plan, boy. I'm excited to put to that.
It's coming, man. It's coming.
I'm excited. Yeah, but anyway,
Initiate.
In time.
Carlos, but don't be too busy, man. Don't be too busy to show your cards, man. Sometimes in politics, you have to hold back. You have to hold back a bit. Again, we talk about Nasir Fontaine, and I don't get into the politics of his presentation, but the certain things I would have done differently if I was around. Oh boy, I would be in a corner clapping. That was Nasir's moment, but we don't all think the same. Sometimes you have to hold your cards. I remember, just before we leave, Carlos, Rosie Douglas knew exactly when to talk and not to talk. As a politician, you don't always put yourself forward. You let people put you forward, or you put people forward and let them talk about you. And Rosie, I remember I went to Mapampo to do some interview with Rosie, and I said, Mr. Douglas, you want to come? He said, no, do it. And he gave me like $200 on the side. Go ahead and get that. Rosie never showed himself on the camera, but he's there supporting me. What am I supposed to do after? Big up Rosie. Rosie won me the next election.
So you don't make him win then?
But I think I had a little part to play in that too, because Rosie was a genuine person who was doing things not for Rosie, for the country, for the people. You know what I'm saying?
I remember the Pampo Foundation.
Yeah, he stayed behind, give me money, go do that. Nantan too. Nantan is a good guy, you know. Nantan used to be with Rosie too, you know.
You're talking about Emmanuel Nantan?
Emmanuel, yes.
Okay.
Do this.
Very good guy, yes.
You know, do that. But he behind the scene, you know, and pushing me forward. When I get a chance, I must talk about Rosie. And at that time, people had me as workers, you know. Rosie want to take out workers. Rosie using his little elements. That's how you have to work. I never was against Rosie. Never. Couldn't be against him because he was a smart guy. He was a genuine person. He probably died too soon. God knows why. But I can say so because there was opportunities that he had to push himself. He didn't do that. He knew when he had to talk. So politicians should probably sometimes think and stay away from certain situations. Give Nasir the limelight. Let Nasir do the damage.
Sure, I suspect you singing Daddy Chess song there in a little technical way there. Anyway, guys, it was a good one, and I look forward to future programs. Petra, have a wonderful week. Take care of the kids. And Alex, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Okay, good night, everybody.
Cheers.
There is nothing which is wrong with the country that a new government cannot fix. It is time for a new start, a fresh beginning, new direction, people-centered leadership. That's why Team Unity Dominica introduces the Clean Slate, a new political direction for the current political era. The clean slate, an idea built on new and progressive energies based on what is best for Dominica and Dominicans. The clean slate, the platform for a new and progressive political coalition. The clean slate, uniting the partisan colors with a message of renewal and hope.